let's take a look at our top selections for Hi everybody, Dan Illman here taking a look at race number 7 at Del Mar on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 3 $100,000 Cecil B. DeMille Stakes. 11 two-year-olds getting set for their close-up, going a mile on the turf. Before I get to the analysis, let me remind you that the DRF Black Friday sale still ongoing at shop.drf.com. Plenty of gigantic sales on all of your favorite DRF handicapping products. This is a really intriguing, wide-open race, and I think we should start with the Timeform US pace projector. And I agree with Timeform US in that this pace will be hot. I'm not sure if I agree with the pace setters. Royal Prince, the 10, has shown some early speed, but we've got some stretch-out sprinters in here. And I think the 5, Commander Kai, is going to show big early speed. The 4, Beer Can Man. These horses have been running in short sprints and staying up close to the pace, and I would think they're going to be up close as well. I think the 1, Abeko, the 2, Harlan Estate, these are horses that can take advantage of their inside post position and perhaps work out some ground-saving trip. I believe the pace will be solid, as Timeform US has it, neither fast nor slow, and perhaps fair to all. The number 1 is Abeko, and Abeko in the Zuma Beach Stakes. 2 starts back at Santa Anita, going a mile, got up close to a nice moderate pace that day. It was a good situation for this horse, and he was able to get up by a nose. They ran him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. He was really up against it from a speed figure and class standpoint. He showed his tactical speed again, and it just wasn't there for him in the stretch. Those horses are just better for him. He gets class relief here. I like this inside post. He looks like a contender to me because he should be able to save ground off a solid pace, and I would expect him to come running on in the lane. He just needs a little bit of a buyer boost. Harlan Estate is up next. That's the number 2. And let's go back to Harlan Estate's last race. His maiden win for trainer Peter Urton. And again, this one got close to the pace. He's going to get up late to win by a neck, and the runner-up came back to frank the form by winning a maiden special weight at Del Mar with a 70 buyer speed figure. I think a mile works very well for this horse, as he showed in his last race. And like the number 1, Abeko, this horse has tactical speed. Another one that needs slight improvement on the buyer speed figure scale, but as a lightly raced 2-year-old, you can expect that kind of improvement this time of the year. Let's watch Cotopaxi's most recent race. It's the Zuma Beach, won by Abeko, and Cotopaxi was up close to the pace, very eager in this race. He's going to end up finishing 3rd in here. Now, the buyer for the race was light. It's tough to get a fast buyer speed figure when he goes so slow in the early portion of the race, 48-2, 113 to the half. This is a horse now making his 3rd start in North America for Jeff Mullins. I think Cotopaxi might be a bit more comfortable when the pace is faster. It should be faster in this race than it was in the Zuma Beach, and Cotopaxi, I believe, is going to be taken back and allowed to make one run, and perhaps that one run will lead to improvement. The 4 is Beer Can Man. This horse, it appears, was privately purchased out of his last race, and he's won 2 in a row on the turf at Indiana Grand, going 5 furlongs. His most recent race was a good effort that earned a very competitive buyer speed figure of 79. He pressed the pace 3 wide, attacked the leader on the turn on the outside, and won pretty comfortably over a field that produced 2 next out winners. The runner-up coming back to win a non-winners at 2 Life at Indiana Grand with an 80 buyer speed figure. I think this horse has enough pedigree to stretch out to the mile, and he should be up close to the pace. I don't think he's a complete speedball that needs the lead. Maybe he'll sit just off the leaders and get first run going into the stretch. Commander Kai is the number 5, and he might be the speed of the speed, stretching out off a 5.5 furlong narrow defeat in the Speakeasy Stakes. He was the favorite that day based on a really nice win at Del Mar 2 starts back in gate-to-wire fashion. Now, he couldn't get as forward as possible, kind of bounced around leaving the gate that day. Overall, it was a good performance. This horse is going to be forward. He's got stamina on the bottom half of his pedigree, and he's an interesting horse. Perhaps at a little bit of a better price this time around. Party Game is the number 6. This is another one going out for Jeff Mullins, making his North American debut. Just beaten ahead last time out, going 7 furlongs at Doncaster. I think a mile is going to be perfect for this horse. That race did produce 1 next out winner. He wasn't facing the best of the best over there, facing okay horses, like the fact that Arad Ortiz takes them out for the Mullins barn, and this one should be running late as well. Big Fish is the number 7. He was probably pace compromised in that Zuma Beach replay that we saw before. He finished 5th in that race. Just no pace for him to run at. Connection's going to take the blinkers off here, maybe to give him a little bit more focus, maybe to get him into the race a little bit more. 2 back when he won the Del Mar Juvenile Turf over course and distance, he was able to come with a good run. He has a tendency to lug out in the stretch. He's still a green 2-year-old, but he has a bit of ability, and I would think the blinkers are going to move him up a little bit, and the pace could be solid because the 8 Coastal Kid might be part of the pace as well if he takes to the turf. This is going to be his turf debut. Very limited data on the Sire Coast Guard in regards to turf performers. Only 1 for 7. The Dam was a winner on dirt in South America, so it's mostly a dirt family. This horse is just going to have to improve. He was completely overmatched against Red Flag in the Bob Hope last time out. His race 2 starts back going a mile into 16th on dirt did not yield a fast Buyer's speed figure. Quezon, the number 9, was 4th in the Zuma Beach. I think the horse might have the most upside potential of anyone coming out of the Zuma Beach. Another horse that had a little bit of trip issues, had some pace issues as well, trying to come from out of it. That was his first race with blinkers for Dick Mandela. This was a horse that's slowly taken a step forward in each and every start. He's very well bred, and I think he's going to come running late. You don't want to sleep on this horse. Pravian Pratt takes them out. Royal Prince is the 10. Let's watch his maiden race at Keeneland last time out. He stayed up close to a legitimate pace here. They went fast early, 22-3. He was very eager in the early portion of the race to get into position. He takes over, and he's on his way. He's now won 2 in a row for the always dangerous Brad Cox barn, and the figure earned in that last race, 74, makes him very competitive. His tactical speed should put him in good stead. I don't think he will lose too much ground going into the first turn, despite breaking from post position 10, and he just looks like an intriguing contender, as does the 11 Wooten Asset, coming off a 4th place finish in the Awad Stakes at Belmont. That race was contested over yielding ground. Sometimes these European horses, and this horse began his career in France, they come to North America to try to get firmer ground. And he's just been stymied in that Asset twice, in that he was able to run on Pimlico yielding ground, Belmont yielding ground. Maybe he gets the firm ground at Del Mar. He should get it. Just a tough post position for him out here. But this horse has some ability also. The trips I don't think have really worked out for him in either start in North America. Manny Franco will need to work something out from post 11. We take a look at my top picks in here. I'm curious to see what we get from Beer Can Man. He should show speed stretching out, and I think he'll be perched in a nice forward position. And we'll see if he gets this distance as he stretches out from 5 to a mile. I think the horses on the outside, the 10 and 11, Royal Prince, Wooten Asset, they're very interesting. Abeko might get a good trip, saving ground from the rail. I go 4, 10, 1, and 11 in the Grade 3 Cecil B. DeMille Stakes at Del Mar on Sunday. Best of luck.